It's the Locker Room 981 here on Smooth 98.1. I'm Ayo Mairo Ese,
And I am Valentine Ohu.
and with us is the one, the only Tega, the tiger, the tigress.
Only one accolade.
Only one
Tere.
accolade.
Good morning, Lagos.
Morning, Tega. How are you?
I'm fine.
Fine, fine, or fine,
She's
fine?
awake at least.
I'm awake.
You're awake. Okay, so that's fine, fine. All right, Lagos, if you're awake and you're joining us this morning, then you can please send us a message as we discuss all things sports for the next 30-40 minutes. Send your messages to 0809
Yes. And send a tweet to at Smooth981FM. Use that hashtag LockerRoom981. You can watch us live on YouTube. Just type Smooth981FM Lagos or youtube.com/Smooth981FM Lagos.
Okay, so we're going to be starting off in the world of basketball. So the Tigers point guard, Ben Uzoh, is confident they will qualify for the next round despite losing their second Group B game to Argentina on Monday. The Tigers suffered a 94-81 loss to Argentina at the Wuhan Sports Center on Monday after they narrowly lost 82-77 to Russia in their opening game at the tournament. Now, according to Uzoh, we really wanted to win this game, that's versus Argentina, but unfortunately, we fell short. We had moments when we got down, fought back, but Argentina came back and won. They play as a team. As a country, we would like to continue to immerse ourselves and to win games. We still have other games and we will make adjustments. I did not do so well, but I was trying to be defensive minded and to be a leader. Overall, as a team, we're still trying to make adjustments.
Okay, so here's what I'd say. At least Nigeria has the opportunity to play Korea and maybe try and get a win. But I don't need a soothsayer to tell you it has not been a good outing. It's been a very horrible one. I think for me it would have been easier to get a result against Russia than against Argentina. And the Argentines, it's not. When I say this, I'm trying not to be too hard on the team, but in as much as their star player is an aging player, or a well-aged player, Argentina with Luis Scola. The way the country is used to dominating when it comes to basketball is on a different level. And so when you're used to winning, there's a certain level of confidence and momentum you get into the game with that. Even when the other small guy is believing, you know how to put it down because you've been there.
Yeah.
They haven't.
Experience.
And so I think that was it because Nigeria played so well, especially in the third quarter. It looked like they had come back from the deficit. It looked like they were going to go on to win this one. Just when they were about to, they were not even celebrating you, but just when they're about to be comfortable, Argentina comes in again, cleans the slate clean, and takes the lead. So it's just. There's a lot going wrong with Nigeria. I would say this: number one, they don't know how to keep up the momentum all through four quarters. They build very slowly. I don't understand that contain and then towards the last quarters you give it your all. Sometimes the game would have run away from you, and in this case the game didn't run away from them, but they had pushed so hard in the third quarter that there was no gas left in the tank in the towards the end of the fourth quarter. So again, it's for me, it's game management. Pace yourself all through the quarters. Step on the accelerator, release a little bit, but all through the quarters. Don't sit back and then try to push, or push and then try to contain. It's not going to work. This is basketball. It's not like it's football.
Okay.
Easier to manage on football, not very good on basketball. So I'm not. I think the easiest game for me to get that point would have been Russia. We didn't get that point. Against Argentina, I didn't expect a win, so I wasn't crying. Against Korea, let's just be hopeful that we're 50-50.
How hopeful are you? Very or no really?
Hopeful enough to be Nigerian.
Okay.
Hopeful enough to pass for a green passport holder.
All right, betrayed by his 38-year-old body and his forehand, Roger Federer is done at the United States Open. Federer's upper back and neck gave him trouble, but he kept missing makeable shots and he kept giving away the lead against the guy he'd never lost to. It's all added up to getting beaten 3-6, 6-4, 3-6, 6-4, 6-2 by 78th ranked Grigor Dimitrov in the quarterfinals before a stunned crowd at the Arthur Ashe Stadium on Tuesday night. Grigor was able to put me away. Federer was recorded saying, I fought with what I had. Start of the fourth wasn't ideal. Federer said, start of the fifth wasn't ideal. Just disappointed it's over because I did feel like I was actually playing really well. After a couple of rocky starts, Federer said, it's just a missed opportunity to some extent. I asked Ayo earlier on the show why Federer didn't give up or just threw in the towel like Serena did in her time.
Serena never threw
I mean,
it.
retired early during the game because of the pain.
No. She was injured. This guy is just feeling cramps, and this guy should have won the match since. 61 unforced errors. He didn't lose this because his back was hurting. He lost this because he couldn't control his forehand. It's simple. He would have wrapped this up in the third set. The injury we are talking about, like it's a big deal. Oh, I need some training. It was fine after the match. By the time he came to the press conference, he was walking straight. Everything was good. So there is that cramp that comes to you during the matches. Look at Daniel Medvedev with his thigh injury. He struggled with it the match before. Came into the match against Stan Wawrinka, beat Wawrinka with the thigh injury. Even if he took his medical time out, had to strap his thigh heavily, still beat Wawrinka, dominated completely, and then went on to win. This was not a function of Roger Federer's back or Roger Federer being 38. It was a function of Roger Federer's lack of killer instincts. He came into this match against a Grigor Dimitrov. By the way, Grigor Dimitrov being ranked at world number 78 is not an indication of his talent. Grigor Dimitrov is called baby fed for a reason. It's called baby Federer for a reason. He plays excellent tennis. He just has some discipline issues, and in recent time he had some injuries. He's fantastic. He plays very well. Good court coverage, great backhand, both the slice and the ground stroke. He has his forehand. Everything is literally baby fed. And he's never beaten Federer before, and I think that's how Federer came into the match. This guy, I beat him all the time, because that's how. Even we sitting here, we're just thinking, so how is Federer going to match up against Daniel Medvedev? We're started looking ahead. It was supposed to be a straight set win against Grigor Dimitrov. Gets into the first set, looks like it. Roger Federer takes it. Second set, a couple of errors, and he couldn't get in. Even when he got looks into Dimitrov's game, he couldn't get some wins. But you drop second set, it's okay. He comes back in third set, and then the fourth set and the fifth set, his serves just never got better. Roger Federer is the kind of person that you see his first serves at. If he's not a very good day, 70-something%, he was serving at 60-something%. And that was in the fourth set. Second set serves were even worse. And so he would get looks into Dimitrov's serves, push him all the way and not take advantage. 61 unforced errors. 61. Think about it. This is what the guy that plays one of the cleanest tennis in the land. 61, 33 from forehands alone. So this wasn't a question of, it wasn't even a question of my back was hurting sometime in the fifth set and they had to go and massage it. No. He dropped the ball from the start of the fourth set, and from then on he just couldn't pick up his momentum, couldn't move his feet. Dimitrov smelled blood in the water, and he just completely took over. Federer would say this is a missed chance. He's 38. This is another slam that it looked like he was going to win, especially after Novak Djokovic withdrew with an injury, and Medvedev took out Stan Wawrinka. Now it's just Nadal again, who, even when he's dying, he gives his best tennis. So Roger Federer, don't give me this excuse. It's not your body.
Tega is disappointed.
It's not your body. It was you. I was up from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. I don't think I'm disappointed because he's my favorite. I'm disappointed because a world-class player doesn't give his best. It's a waste of my money. If you come into a game and you defeat yourself, then why are we here? And why are we awake in the morning? So Stan Wawrinka was great. I expected him to push further, but he gave his best. Somehow Medvedev read the script and played his record for him, beat him completely. With Roger Federer, there was always questions about this is not your best. You are not giving us your best, and it had nothing to do with that back. At least that back didn't start hurting until later in the fourth set, which if he was playing well, he would have wrapped up the match in. On the women's end, though, Serena Williams doing the business. That's how you play. She came in
44 minutes.
I kid you not. She came into this. She came into this match 25 winners. The other girl had 0. I mean, she could sense that she was overpowering the girl from the very first set. When she beat the girl by 6.
And the other girl being Kwang.
No, Zhang Wang.
I didn't want to pronounce her name.
Zhang Wang.
Zhang Wang.
6-1,
6-1, 6-love.
Jeez.
So she comes into this game. She's dominating. She can see that the other girl is not getting looks into herself. Even the small points that the girl wins, Serena makes sure she obliterates every hope with the very next shot. That's how you don't give these small children will disgrace if you give them any chance. So you don't give them any chance. She knew she was dominating. She knew she had the power. She knew the girl was intimidated and overwhelmed. She knew the girl, was going to struggle to get into the match. She was like, regardless, let's just beat you for good measure. And she beat this player for good measure. It was the first time they're meeting. The girl will never forget her in her life. You know how somebody will beat you till when you're retiring, you remember this match that you lost. That's what she did. That's how you approach each match with the same intensity. I kid you not. A Rafa Nadal will, it doesn't matter if he's playing me, that's amateur. They have told him before that Tega has never picked up a racket in her life. He will still play me with the same intensity. and that's the difference. He doesn't play that kind of rough play. A small child. You know how they pick small children from the crowd and say, come and train with Rafa Nadal. He plays his shots with the same intensity. So that tomorrow, when you become world number 1, you remember this day. That's how you approach every match. But the US Open has completely opened up. Strangely, on the men's side, the only difference is that Rafa Nadal is still there. So it may still be one of the big 3.
Yes, it might be.
It may still be one of the big 3.
Okay, all right. So we found out what's going on in the US Open with Federer and now Serena. Very quickly, world champion Gatlin limps out of Zagreb race. So world champion sprinter Justin Gatlin ended a 100-meter race limping and holding his left thigh just 3 weeks ahead of the defense of his title at the Doha World Championships.
This is going to be sad. This World Championship is not looking like something I want to go to now. There's no Wade van Niekerk. There's no Caster Semenya. It doesn't look like something I'll even waste my time on. And now there's no Justin Gatlin. I know drug cheat and all, not just once, twice. Maybe he ran out of dope. We don't know, but he's limping, and it's not looking like he can defend his title. So it's a really shaky one when you see because again, when you're going for world championships, you want to see the world class athletes defend their title. You want to see the world class athletes compete against each other. And when they start dropping off like flies, you begin to wonder, what are we going to watch? I mean, we like the underdog once in a while, but they're only underdogs if they beat the world-class athletes at their best. Then you know that the underdog really came to shine. But if the world underdogs now shine when if the rat is now shining when the cat has gone out to play, it's not really dramatic. And you understand? It's not. There's no thriller. But it hasn't been confirmed that he's completely out of it. What it is that there are questions that if he does come back, I mean, because the hamstring injury, 3 weeks is just too short a time to say he'll be completely recovered. So they're saying even if he does get back, will he be in the best shape to defend his title? We don't know. So, but let's wait and see how this turns out.
All right, we'll wait and see what comes up next in the Locker Room 981. We're going to break. When we come back, we'll be taking on some more sporting stories. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, this is Lettuce, and we're on Nigeria's #1 station for soul.
I have been beaten.
Beaten by what?
98.1. Love music, love life.
This is for those who love to stream videos at night. Buy 1 GB data or more on 9 Mobile and get 7 GB extra to stream videos all night from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. Just dial *200*3*1# to enjoy non-stop quality streaming. 9 Mobile. Here for you.
Here for Niger. Yummy. 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 I'm not eat for that. Mama da da da. Mama da Mama da.
Hey, please, we don't know her. I don't know who this person is.
Oh, that's bad for breast.
Tastes like congealed red oil. You didn't hear anything. I didn't say anything.
No, loud.
I kid you not. I don't know what it is. My mother said, but margarine is I said, margarine is not margarine. So she just
I
bought
think
it.
it's one of the worst. I don't. Some people are like, you actually approved. They brought this to you as a sample and you thought, oh, nice. Oh, my really hits. No, I see that's like really.
You guys really like.
There are those with red and yellow circles. And those
Okay, so we
are
have two
prohibited
comments here
signs.
on
Go
what's
back, go
up.
Positive
Here we are.
instructions and are regulatory
Okay, 4
signs.
seconds to go. Mic's up. Yes, this is Lagos 98.1 to be exact. Smooth 98.1, and we are in the locker room 981. Tega is here, and Valentine is here.
And Ayo is here.
Is here.
Fola sent us a message on WhatsApp. Fola said, hey guys, see ya. That one girl will have nightmares thinking about Serena for the rest of her life. Mama meant business. So Rafa will win this US Open just like that.
Again.
His fans will be insufferable. Quite unhappy about Federer's match. Shaking my head. He can't even blame anyone except himself here. That's Fola. Thank you.
And then Lukman says, Tega always serving us hot and very classy. Nadal all the way since no Djokovic and Federer now.
Thank you, Lukman. On to the next story now. Christian Eriksen has admitted that he wishes his future could have been resolved like in Football Manager. I wish I could decide just like in Football Manager, but unfortunately I can't. He told reporters, for me, it's not hard to clear my head, he said. I do not read much of what he's written, but for now, I have been involved for many years where there have been many rumors every year. I know a lot of people are interested in where I play. That's the way it is.
Okay, so I think he's a bit disappointed. I think he's sad that he didn't get to leave the club, and I don't think he has any bargaining chips left per se. Okay, he does have one bargaining chip due to the fact that he could go for free next season, and I don't think a club like Tottenham or Daniel Levy that is very stingy, that's a stingy cocoa man. I don't know that he'll be able to, let go of such talent with no at £0. Doesn't make any sense. So maybe they'll try to up his money, but to think that they're paying Eriksen the amount of money they're paying him in this climate, I mean, it's 2019 and you're talking Eriksen, and I hear people get maybe 400 or 300 a week, and Eriksen is still on 70, be 80. It's ridiculous amount. It's not. I will not take it. I will have carried placard since. If I his wife, I'll be at Daniel Levy's office. We'll carry placard. But what it is they agreed that contract when Tottenham was still trying to be the big boy. Okay, now they are the big boys. They're playing in Champions League at least a little more regularly. They're going into bigger competitions all the way in. Give these players money. Don't just let them walk away. So I think Eriksen is disappointed because think about it. I don't care what form Real Madrid is in. Real Madrid will always be a bigger club than Tottenham. And then that was where he was. You know how you know your potential, but you're stuck here. So he's not excited. If it's something he could force or he could push or he could do, I think he would have loved to go. But now it is what it is. He's going to have to play good football. Because the truth about it is, if he doesn't deliver, if he doesn't play great football and show his talent, his market will not sell. So at the end of the day, even if you don't want to play for Tottenham, you have to give them your best, not for them, but for your marketability at the end of the day. So he's going to have to do that all through the season, knowing that I don't even want to be here. But he really does have that bargaining chip, because I'm thinking about Daniel Levy. Cannot let a player like Eriksen go for free. May offer him a contract, just to maybe increase his wages and stuff, and then maybe get the guy to stay. And if the guy doesn't still want to stay at the end of next season, at the end of the season, then he knows that at least he will not be going for free.
Yeah.
But it's a tough one.
All right, tough one here, but let's see if this is tough on Phil Neville, England women's boss. Phil Neville dismisses US speculation. So he says he's 100% happy at England women's boss, despite links to the United States women's vacancy. So ahead of Tuesday's 2-1 friendly defeat to Norway in Bergen, it was reported that Neville was the number one target of world champions USA to replace outgoing manager Jill Ellis. I know, I would love to have seen another woman take over Jill's position, but when asked about the rumors about after the game, he said, "I've been linked with a number of jobs since becoming England manager, and that's because my players have been so good. I have said before, I love the job I'm doing. It's a tremendous challenge. The players are heading in the right direction, and I get backed unbelievably by the FA. So I am 100% happy."
And on that note, we release Into the Wild. You guys, calm down. I'm releasing my new Arsenal. We release onto the microphone.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much.
Immoral.
I like how
Take it from here.
Thank you very much, Tega. Phil Neville, for me, fine. He has been a good manager since the beginning of this year. Handling the Lioness. But for me, coming from Salford as a caretaker manager, went on to Valencia. He didn't really do well. Coming to England, coaching the Lioness, I think he was successful because he has good players. Thank God that was included in the story. He has good players. Then, thank God again that it has been a speculation. It's not something that is concrete. So he should stay where he's loved. He shouldn't go. He shouldn't think of going to US because there, you don't go there. Although there are good players.
I was going to say he'll be working with good players there.
He will be working with good players, but it might not really go down well with him there because he should stay here while you have players that understand him very well and they are English. So everything he will do here will work for him. Going to US, shouldn't even think of it.
Totally, I totally agree. Totally different climate there. English football is for the women is on the rise. I mean, think about it. Even Alex Morgan had moved to England. There's a structured league for the women. He can go there. They are playing the football, so he speaks their language. So he's played English football. He understands English football.
Yeah.
They mostly in general they play. I mean, they have one or two players like Lucy Bronze playing in Lyon, but most in general, the English players playing in England. The system is the same, so there's not much switching up you'll have to do. Going to the US, where their league is not even as well structured as the English league, and then trying to play with those players that are coming from everywhere. This one has salsa, this one is bringing. I mean, there's just so much variety, and trying to blend all that. In as much as they are great players, they still need to be coached. And it will be a horrible thing if you're coaching the US national team and they're not winning every game. They will bring up your record. They'll not your record. They'll bring up the record. They will not pick on you too much, but they'll bring up the record of all those before you and show you that these are all the people that went ahead of you. They made records. They won World Cups. They did this. What are you doing here? So I think for now he's comfortable in this England space. Stay there.
Shouldn't try to spell
Like your father saying, "Can't you see your friend? You know what I mean? Does he have two heads?"
Just stay there now.
So if you know what's good for you, Phil Neville, you've heard it from Tega.
I think they're still speculating. Let's see. I mean, he'll make a good choice because of how far he went at the World Cup. But there are too many indices that made him successful that I don't think are available with in the US, apart from the fact that the US players are great players. And then he's going to be going to the US team at a time where they're changing guards. Because now some of the older players are leaving and they're bringing in new players.
Hmm.
If they don't blend well, they say it's Phil Neville tactics. Anything. I mean, things that should normally be a struggle.
Yes.
They'll say it's his problem. So, not a good time.
Kieran Trippier has hit out at the Mauricio Pochettino and Daniel Levy over the manner of his exit from Tottenham, saying they failed to disclose his plans to sell him. However, Trippier admits that he did not want to leave North London, but had no chance or no choice when his manager and chairman did not respond to his request for clarity. He said, I spoke to the manager about his plans and I didn't get a yes and I didn't get a no. So you get the impression. The manager didn't say he wanted to move me on, and I tried to speak to the chairman about it. It's not nice when you know the club wants to sell you. I heard rumors about them selling me, and it's not nice, but it happens and it's football.
I know he's pained. Again, another English boy playing in a club that he was comfortable in, and then the next minute they're selling him. Not to anywhere in England, all the way in Spain.
Wow.
And
Spain.
And it could have gone horribly wrong for him.
No.
But fortunately, he went to Atletico Madrid. He's doing good there. There's still some things. Again, when I say in England that they don't play real football, people get at me. If EPL lovers will start to get angry.
Yeah.
Truth of the matter is, it's kick and run in England. Physical game, kick and run, pacey. But when you go to places like Spain and Germany, where the football is a little more technical, and I think that's where the struggle is, because you see a Kieran Trippier, because of his pace, because of his physicality, he knows exactly how to run down the wings. Then you put him one-on-one with any Spanish player, and that's where the struggle is. He has more pace than they do, so he's able to recover sometimes, but most in general, he's beaten by the technique, and then he's lost. But he's done good so far, because he's playing at a club like Atletico Madrid, where they're more dependent on the structure than the individual quality, and that's what is working for him. But as it's obvious, he didn't want to leave. He would have liked to have been spoken with, but obviously he was not in Daniel Levy's plans or Pochettino's plans, because think about it, Eriksen wanted to leave. They did not want to sell him.
Yeah.
This one did not want to leave.
No,
He's
he
gone.
Want him out.
I think it's more of a mindset thing. It's affecting him like that.
I don't think he wanted to do that, but he's in Spain now, and he's not doing, like, again, I say he's not doing so badly, and he's in the right club. But I'm sure that the minute he gets one offer in England,
Quickly.
He's out.
he's back. He's back home.
All right, so let's find out what's going on with Arsene Wenger before we take our comments. So Arsene Wenger is not ruling out managing at the managing a team at the 2022 World Cup. So according to our reports here, we note that former Arsenal manager, who can forget him, Wenger, has not ruled out leading the national team at the 2020 World Cup in Qatar. He said, I will have enough.
So Arsene Wenger is giving you poor audition now. He's telling you what he wants. He doesn't want the high blood pressure that comes with club football. He wants national team. Take your money, do your 1 month tournament, and go back to your village. If he's, I think there will be some teams that be interested, especially teams that are building, in getting him. But Arsene Wenger, just sign another broadcast contract. Look, no need for all this stress. They are still going to abuse you. Just be the one in the studio abusing people. Call them out in the studio. Don't be called out on the sidelines. You don't need that anymore in your life. You don't need to prove anything. You'll be fine.
Okay, so we have some comments here. Ade says it's the Levy we're talking about now. He would sell his kid as long as he's making a killer kid.
And Bolu from Lagos says Phil Neville should leave his comfort zone and test himself in the best women's team in the world.
That's what they tell you. Then you now be jobless, and now you now go and sit in one studio and be talking. They now say you failed as a manager. How can you be talking as pundit? Don't follow all these people that are pushing you.
Even me, I'm like, it's easier said than done. You know, we're pushing you. Do it. You can do it. The moment, and football doesn't ever forget. So thank you to everyone. We see you on YouTube. Thank you so much. Morgan Viase, who says Daniel Levy is a British Ijebu man Does it mean Eriksen has not any contract renewal since he joined the club? Thank you so much to everyone who's joined the conversation on WhatsApp, on Twitter, on YouTube. Thanks a lot. And thanks to Tega. Tega is at Tega Supreme on Twitter, and you can find out what she's doing with ladies in sports at LIS International on Twitter. And Okwemi, how can people follow you on Twitter?
Follow me on Twitter at I am real Okwe.
With the real one. Any other bet is counterfeit. All right, Lagos, we'll go on a break. When we come back, we have a special edition of Lagos Talks 91 at 9 o'clock. We'll be looking at child cancer, as it's Child Cancer Awareness Month. Good morning.
Oh, that's so true. This guy's daughter died of